All right, so here is my family. This is Austin, Cassidy, and my mom. And so we will begin. All right. Upwards of 80% of people worldwide will experience some form of trauma. Whether that's the horrors of a war or seeing your cat get hit on the road, all of these things can be described as traumatizing depending on the individual. Sometimes it can apply to somebody, but it won't apply to somebody else. It just kind of depends. Right? The Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration of the United States says that trauma is an event or circumstance resulting in physical harm, emotional harm, and or life-threatening harm. And what truly traumatizes someone is based on resilience. And what builds resilience ranges on a variety of socioeconomic factors, so your financial status, your social supports, so who do you have to talk to these people, who do you have to talk to these people about things. It also plays, your genetics also play in a role, because you can, if your parents had troubles with trauma, you're more likely to have troubles with trauma. Your own mental health history also come into effect, because if you've already struggled with mental health before, you're more likely to continue doing so, as opposed to if you've never experienced anything of the such. This is where DBT comes into place. DBT was derived from CBT. So DBT itself stands for Dialectical Behavioral Therapy, and CBT stands for Cognitive Behavioral Therapy. More people are familiar with CBT, which is also just known as talk therapy, where you go in and you sit down with a therapist, you lounge on their couch and talk about how work is stressful and everything. And that's what most people think of when they think of CBT. Dialectical behavioral therapy, though, focuses more on integrating skills into your life, in which can improve the quality of your life. So it interrupts thoughts such as, I'm not good enough. It might interrupt that with saying, this thing is new for me, this is challenging for me, but I'm learning from this. Let's see. I shouldn't say DBT also offers practical solutions which allow you to manage intense emotions. It enhances your skills, your communication skills, and it improves the relationships of the people around you. The point of dialectical behavioral therapy is to teach skills, and for these skills to be integrated into your daily life and allow you to move forward without having discomfort constantly or feeling like you don't have a sense of control. It allows you to focus on your present self, your physical present self, and the world around you, as opposed to thinking too much about the future or thinking too much about the past. It brings you to the here and now, this very moment. It also teaches you skills such as interpersonal effectiveness. So that's when you set a boundary with someone and say, hey, you can't talk to me this way. Or when you use I statements, when you say, I was really hurt when you said this to me. It also teaches people emotional regulation. People can learn that as riding the wave. So if you experience something really uncomfortable, something really distressing, knowing that you aren't getting overwhelmed with that feeling and you're not super distressed by it. It allows mindfulness, which exactly brings you to the here and now of that, and not thinking, like I said, too much about the future, too much about the past. It brings you to what you know and the truth. It rids black and white thinking. So that way you're not thinking things are just this way or that way. There's a lot of gray areas and there's a lot of in-betweens that need to be appreciated and valued for what they are. Things aren't just on and off. 99.9% of things are not just on and off. And it helps you with the stress tolerance. When you're in a difficult situation, it helps you overcome that. It helps you work through that. And DBT can help anyone, from individuals with PTSD, BPD, individuals with eating disorders, individuals who self-harm, and other individuals. And DBT has been found effective in people in adolescence to adults, so a wide range of individuals. There's some pros and cons to DBT. There's pros and cons to anything. Again, hey, black and white right there, you know? So people say pros is that it helps them integrate new ways into their life. It changes their life for the better. Some people say the cons are that it's too much work, that it's very intensive and it's very intensive and it's hard to overcome and actually integrate these things into your life. And there's some common skills. There's one that's TIP, which is TIPP, which stands for changing the temperature. You do intensive exercise, you do progressive muscle relaxation, and you do paced breathing. All of these things are physical exertions which will help you be more present with your physical body. There's skills such as state the facts. Only go with what you know to be true. Only go with the information that you're aware of and everything from that. There's also bringing back to your senses. What are 5 things you can see? What are 4 things you can feel? What are 3 things you can hear? What are 2 things you can smell? And what's 1 thing you can taste? Again, bringing back to mindfulness and your physical presence. Opposite action, doing the opposite of what you want to do. When you want to lay on your couch, making yourself get up instead. And like anything, these only work if you want them to work. My own therapist said that she thinks therapy is good for everybody. And I believe it works if you want to work it. I would like to thank the Trauma and Violence by the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services of the United States, Cindy McQuain, my own therapist, of a licensed and family marriage counselor, and Julie Carlis, the article Dialectical Behavioral Therapy, What is it and Who Can It Help? Published by Harvard Health on January 20th, 2024. And everyone stick around because I got a pan to you. There we go. Woo!